Hey everyone, Andrew Burns from Running to Keep Up here with you again. As I always do, I just want to take a moment to thank you for being here, for finding this video, for bringing us together, and I hope that in exchange for that, I can provide you with some productive thinking. The video I want to record this time round is about Christmas, is about the festive period, and I think maybe I know what you're thinking as you hear that. You're thinking, Andrew, it is still November, and you'd be right. It is November as I record this, but that's kind of the point that I want to make to you. Last weekend on Facebook in my timeline, I saw lots of posts from my friends out there who were getting into the swing of Christmas pretty early. They were putting trees up, decorating their houses, lighting the lights, getting really excited. And for every one of those posts, there were comments underneath that I can boil down to this phrase, "It's November." And I have some sympathy with that point of view. I understand. And I think in that group of "It's November" people, there are some who just are waiting for the calendar to advance. They don't want to start celebrating Christmas until it's December. But they probably already have some shopping underway. They have some menu ideas. They've made some mince pies. They're already in the freezer ready. They've bought their Christmas cards, even if they haven't written them. They just want to hold the festivities off until December. Great, I'm happy with that. But equally, I think amongst that "It's November" crowd, there are some people for whom Christmas is a real stressful time. There are people for whom Christmas, the advancing of Christmas, really kind of brings them dread. And for those people, "It's November" is just a way of putting off the inevitable. It is a way of deferring the stress of Christmas until later. It is a way of pretending that Christmas isn't coming because they don't want to deal with the stress that Christmas makes them feel. I'm a procrastinator from way back. I have to be really careful. I have to watch myself. I have to be vigilant when it comes to putting things off. Equally, I love Christmas. I'm very happy to start celebrating Christmas in November. Not till the end of November. I have a mate, Gav. His birthday is towards the end of November. And when we were at school, we kind of had a pact that we wouldn't start celebrating Christmas until after his birthday, until his birthday was out of the way. So I kind of have a rule that Christmas for me doesn't start until November the 24th. Happy birthday, Gav, if you're watching. Sometimes I break that rule, but that's what these rules of life are for. Even though I love Christmas, even though I'm prepared for it to start very early, there are elements of the run up to Christmas that I procrastinate on unless I'm very careful. One of those is buying gifts. I find buying gifts stressful. I find deciding what to buy for people stressful. I find the moment of gift giving actually pretty stressful. The cat's just jumped up onto my lap, put me off my stroke a little bit there. But yeah, as you give someone a gift, as they unwrap it, that sense of did I get this right? Have I bought them something they're going to appreciate? Are they going to understand the thinking that I put into this gift decision, even if it was thinking that happened right at the last minute as I was stood in a shop on Christmas Eve? I find it causes me a great deal of anxiety. And what I want to do as a procrastinator is put that sense of anxiety off for as long as I possibly can. And at this time of year, it's really easy to do that. There's lots of things that you can distract yourself with. There's Christmas parties, after work drinks, making mince pies, watching Elf. There's so many things that you can bury yourself in to try and ignore this. I even used to fool myself into thinking that the last minute Christmas shopping was part of the Christmas experience, that being out there on Christmas Eve, being buffeted by a million other people who have all forgotten their manners and have forgotten that it is the season of goodwill, that there was some kind of joy in that. And there isn't any joy in that. Fantasies of Miracle on 34th Street go out of the window and replaced by, scenes reminiscent of a battle from Lord of the Rings. So I understand what it's like. I understand what it's like to feel stress at Christmas, and I understand what it's like to try and put that off as long as possible. But what you're doing by trying to defer that anxiety, by trying to defer that stress, by trying to defer the thinking that you have to do, you're just amplifying the stress. You're building it up for later. So what I want to suggest is that you take control, that you meet that stress head on. And by meeting it head on, it is greatly reduced. And also you're being kind to your future self. You're ensuring that your future self has a merrier, happier, brighter Christmas. So Christmas procrastinators, here's what I want you to do. Take a pen and a piece of paper and start making a list of all the people that you've got to buy presents for. Let's start there, because that's my particular area of anxiety. Make a list and then start thinking about what you're going to buy for each person. If, like me, you find that point of present opening particularly stressful, start there. Imagine it going well. Picture it going as you'd want it to go. Picture that look of joy on the receiver's face and work back from there. While you've got your pen out, why don't we start planning the menu for Christmas and any other days that you've got to entertain or provide sustenance for the people in your world. Let's start planning those menus now. Start planning what you've got to buy, prepare, cook in advance. And while your pen's running hot, why don't you start writing those Christmas cards? Now, I know it's still November. I hear you. I feel you. You don't have to post them till next week, but write them, get them out of the way. This is going to lift so much stress off your shoulders by taking action right now. I know it's November. I know you want to put this off, but be kind to your future self. Deal with some of the stress now. Don't put it off until later. You will find that stress is greatly reduced. And you will find that you have a much happier Christmas as a result. So thank you for your time today. I really appreciate it. Merry Christmas, Christmas procrastinators from me, all the way back here in November. I wish you all joy and success for the coming month.